Hello and welcome. Today's project we're going to be playing with some dies, and we're going to be using two sets of dies, the Stitch Shape Framelits and Sunshine Wishes. Now the Stitch Shape Framelits make beautiful borders if you take two of the framelits. So I took the largest two and you cut them out together. You can make a lovely little frame. And we're going to use the frame today with some embossing. So we need one frame and one solid piece from the bottom. And in the Sunshine Wishes, we are going to cut out two of the flower dies because these will work perfectly with this project today. The first thing we need to do is we need to take one of the flowers and put Tombow along the bottom, which I already did on this one to save a little bit of time, and then we're going to position this onto the card and press it down firmly. All details will be below in the description box, so don't worry for now. And then we're just going to trim off the excess with our paper snips along the edges. Now we're going to take some of our blends, and I chose three colours, and in fact I added a red in later on. And you can do it very carefully. For the video I've done it very quickly, and literally you just colour in between the flowers on each one of the petals. Don't worry about going across onto the die, so you can colour it as quickly or as detailed as you want. And then I used the green for the background. As you can see, it looks a right mess at the moment, but trust me, it won't. So now we're going to take the other flower image, and we're going to take the frame, and we're going to do some embossing. And we're going to use our silver for this. So we need a piece of scrap paper, and we need to take our Versamark, and we're going to cover the entire image with the Versamark ink. This is where the scrap paper comes in handy, because then you don't get Versamark all over your work surface. And we're going to do exactly the same, inking up right the way across the frame. Now taking some silver embossing powder, I always keep mine in a pot with a little spoon. We're going to cover the flower and the frame with the silver embossing powder. Then we're going to take our heat gun, which is an excellent heat gun because it has two settings. So it has a setting for doing embossing and it has a setting for drying things, which is absolutely perfect. And this is where the magic happens. You can see the powder is now turning into the silver. It melts and then dries and goes solid. So just heat all the way around until the powder's melted and you have this lovely silver, and do exactly the same for the flower. I use the paper snips just to hold it down so that it doesn't go flying away. Now we're going to take the image, and we are going to, using our Tombow, very carefully go round the edges. I like using Tombow because it has that wiggle room, so when you put something down and it's not quite straight, you can wiggle it around before it sets. These little projects, once they're finished, would work perfectly in the centre of a card, or you could do multiples of them to make up in some framed artwork if you wanted to. You could go as big or as small as you want. So we're just going to stick that down over the top, and you can now see that it covers up and leaves the coloured flower just peeping through. So again, trim the edges off with the paper snips, and then take the frame and do exactly the same thing and glue it on and press it up firmly. And cut the little excess pieces off around the sides. So now you have a pretty frame in silver that you can mount on any project that you want. And just to add a little finishing touch, I've put some Wink of Stella on there. You could also emboss the image as well with some clear over the flower and the background to give it a bit of a stained glass look. Thank you so much for watching me, and I do look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.